Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name. Oh, we declare.
Torah Garden, speaking the absolute truth. Torah Nation.
Shalom, 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 Yasharal and Yahudah. Grafted in Gentile to the body of Hamashiach, we praise Yahuah, Elohiym. We lift up our hands in adoration to the living Yahuah, the creator of the earth. We worship and magnify your holy name. Listen to none other than the songs produced by the Besorah of Truth. The song is entitled, He Reigns, Yasharal, Your King. We praise Yahuah. We magnify Yahuah. Abba, we thank you. Told our Rabbi, we have acknowledged your righteousness. We have entered into your gates with thanksgiving and to your courts with praise. Hallelujah, Yahuah. Abba, we're asking you in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach that you would allow rivers of living water to flow from my belly, that you would take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reign. Abba, that a word of encouragement, a word of exhortation, a word of rebuke, Abba, a word that is going to set the children of Yasharal in a place in order of righteousness. Abba, Yahuah, speak through me. May I not cause anyone to stumble, anyone to be turned out of the way, to anyone to come up name. Yahuah, we bless your name. We praise your name. We exalt your name. Forget not your word unto your servant, for which you have caused him to hope. Abba, I am here to declare a word to Yasharal and Yahudah to repent and turn. Abba, in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, I bind demons and devils over those that you have chosen. I bind principalities and powers and dominions and darknesses by the authority you have given me in the name of Yahusha. I command these devils to take their hands off of those that you have chosen. Fear, I bind you. Perversion, I bind you. Uncleanness, I bind you. Familiar spirits, I bind you. I command you to loose the people of Yahuah and take your hands off of them. Yahuah reigns in our hearts. Yahuah reigns in our lives. Abba Yahuah, I thank you. Abba Yahuah, in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, for power. You've given me the keys to the kingdom of the amein. You instructed me that whatever I bind on earth is bound in heaven. Whatever I loose on earth is loosed in heaven. Demons and devils, loose the people of Yahuah and let them go. They belong to Yahuah. They're his. You cannot control, manipulate those that you have chosen. They belong to him. And Abba, I give you praise. I give you praise, Abba Yahuah. I give you praise. Take your hands off the people of Yahuah. Abba, I thank you in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, for where the Ruach of Yahuah is, there is liberty. Abba, I give you praise for your Ruach HaKodesh from my belly flowing rivers. Abba, I give you praise for power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and nothing of the enemy shall by any means harm me. Abba, I give you praise. Abba, I give you praise in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. Yahuah, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuah, strength of our Redeemer. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, listen. Yahuah reigns. Oh, yeah. He reigns in Yasharal. Oh, yeah. He reigns amongst Yehudah. He reigns amongst his people. Yahuah not only reigns amongst his people, Yahuah is strong to deliver his people. Yahuah is our king. Yahusha is our king. Listen, we trust Yahuah. We depend on Yahuah. We worship Yahuah. We worship Yahuah. We magnify Yahuah because he's worthy. He's worthy of praise. He's worthy of worship. There's none to be compared to Yahuah. None. There's none to be compared to Yahuah, for he is worthy of praise. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, hear the word of Yahuah. Again, I am called to cry loud in the spirit, not to lift up my voice like a shofar in Zion, to warn Yasharal and Yehuda. Right? And I do this the way Yahuah has given me to do it. Right? Yahuah has given me the authority to operate in the kingdom's business. He has given me power and authority to bring forth a Torah, to allow him to have control of me. I submit myself to him. I am the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh. I am the temple of Yahuah. Yahuah has made his abode in me. I'm his. He's mine. He's given me the earnest of this inheritance. And because he has, I can stand before you as a representative of him and say, Yahuah Todah, you reigned. He reigns. Listen, this is as real as it gets for me. I love Yahuah. I couldn't imagine living any other way. Couldn't imagine living any other way without trusting Yahuah. Knowing that I can call on Yahuah and him hear me when I pray. I praise Yahuah. I bless the name of Yahuah. Right? I do. I bless the name of Yahuah. Right? Listen, I'm gonna share something with you real quick. Because it has everything to do with being in a place where you can call on Yahuah and have Yahuah answer you and hear you, right? So some of you know that my daughter was beginning a new chapter kind of in her life when it comes to teaching, right? And I was just proud of her. I mean, I told Yahuah, I said, I bless Yahuah, I bless you, because she's put in work. And, in you, she's not where I want her to be, but I'm trusting and depending that, you are going to honor continually me and bring forth in her a righteousness that's going to establish her forever, right? But anywho, she took a job. She was going to become a teacher, 5th grade teacher. Right? Her first day was last Monday. Right? So, she, the first day, she's all happy and she goes in to the school on that Monday, and she meets the kids and or no, she meets the kids, she meets with the teachers, they get in, they break the ice, they kind of do the things they do as the first day of reporting back, right? So she gets there, she's really excited and she gets there Tuesday. Right? The principal calls her in the office. She tells her, she says, you know what? We're going to have to let your contract go. She's like, huh? She's like, yeah, well, our enrollment is down, and it's church school. Our enrollment is down, and we don't have a need right now for the 3 kindergarten teachers that we had before. And because we only need 1 kindergartner teacher, you have 2 other teachers that, have more tenure, so they get a choice to choose where they want to go. And, one of them wanted to do 5th grade, which, means that, we don't need you. She's devastated. She's put in this work, she's ready to go, and she's devastated. I was like, I don't understand this. She's like, well, okay. She came back home, she texted me the next day. And when she texted me, I read the text. It was like, in a nutshell, what happened. And, it grieved me to my heart, right? I told the Most High, I said, Yahuah, my daughter was depending on this job to be able to continue to sustain her and move her forward. And, they encouraged her to take the position, and And then they took it from her. I said, and I need you as a favor to me, right, to make it right for her. I want you to give her a job. And I need you to do as a favor to me. I need you because I'm yours and I'm crying out to you. I'm asking you to give her another job. Well, when I called her, I could tell, she still, was sad and she had been crying a little bit. And told her, I said, I don't know what to say except, I trust Yahuah. I know what that looks like. And I know that I'm going to go to him and I'm going to pray and he's going to move on your behalf, right? Because I love him. Because I'm asking him to do it as a favor to me. Because, I know you ain't positioned in the best place that you should be, right? But your desire is to do what is right. So I'm going to do what I can do for you. And I'm going to pray. And Yahuah's going to change it. He's going to answer. So afterwards, I got the phone and hung up and got with my wife. I said, come on, let's agree in prayer. Because I told her, she was like devastated. Just as I was devastated. Because my daughter was pretty proud and excited of where she had to go. She did all of these things where, and I helped her, where she can get support and stuff for school. So, of course, I'm not saying this to gloat, but I was fasting yesterday. And I told Yahuah, I said, Yahuah, I need an answer. And I need you to do a quick thing for me, right? So, me and my wife, we left the house. And, of course, we went shopping and doing the things that we did. And I got a call from my daughter. And my daughter called me maybe around 4 hours later. Now, she went from not having a job. Right? 4 hours later, she called me. She said, Dad, I got hired as a teacher. Middle school science. I said, well, I bless Yahuah because that's what I expected. Because when I cry to Yahuah, he hears me. Now, that does not mean you have the right to, do and live the way you want to outside of his will. You have to understand that. You got to walk in his will. But you got to be in his will. You have to. And I got to do what I need to do in order to continue to be able to know that you will hear me when I pray. Right? So, she was just excited. She said, yeah, Dad, I got a job. Yeah. But that's what Yahuah does. Right? That's what Yahuah does. Because I have a record, an account with Yahuah. I'm his. And because of his, I can cry to him and he'll hear me. So I say this in order to provoke you, right, through obedience to Torah and serving Yahuah, right? And knowing that in this covenant that you have in Yahuah, right, if you're righteous, he hears you and he moves. And she needed a job, right? She just moved into a new apartment. Right? She's been in an apartment for 6 months. Right? She needed the job. Yahuah is a need. And what did Yahuah do? He answered. Right? He answered me. Right? He honored me. He demonstrated his love for me because he knew how that hit me. Right? That hit me. But when I cried unto Yahuah, right, he heard me. Psalms 141. I cry unto thee. Listen, you better know in this witness, born again of the water, the blood, and the Ruach HaKodesh, that this Torah which you meditate on day and night, this Torah which is designed to transform the way you think, this Torah is alive and it's living, and you can draw on Yahuah's word to get results. You better know this, you better know that because you're in him, when you cry, he hears you. You better know this. You know, I expect Yahuah to do what he did. I mean, no. In 4 hours, 3 hours, that's quick. That's quick work, right? To go from having a job taken to having a new job in the same position or and doing the same thing, right? Teaching the same thing, science. Come on, man. Listen. Yahuah is great, greatly to be praised. I cried unto thee. Make haste unto me. Listen, you better know that you can go to Yahuah in prayer and cry unto him in your obedience and know that he hears you. See, it was no question of whether or not I knew he heard me or not, because I know that when I pray, and then, you know, when two of you shall agree on earth, right? That's why it's important to have a united, right, ruachal tag team, husband and wife, who both understands what it means to praise Yahuah and trust Yahuah. And see, when two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that you ask of Yahuah, it will be done. That's the demonstration of crying unto Yahuah and having Yahuah make haste. Yeah. She got another job. Teaching. You know, because I told her, I said, when I was talking to her, I said, well, you know, listen, you know, you have history with these people, and, you know, you need to, you know, go ahead and file for unemployment, you know, so at least you don't have a break in cash flow until you get another job. Right? And I told her this before I prayed. And then after I prayed, right, 4 hours later, 5 hours, 4 hours later, completely turned around. Right? Right? Yahuah hears me when I pray. He says, I cried unto thee, make haste unto me, give ear to my voice when I cry unto thee. Yahuah hears me when I pray. Yahuah hears me when I cry unto him. Right? He hears me when I sing in the Ruach, and when I sing with my understanding. He hears me when I pray in the Ruach, when I pray with my understanding. He hears me. He knows me by name. Right? He knows me. He knew me in my mother's womb. He's known and appointed me to do just this, and he know I will. Right? I will do this. I do not care about what people think. I don't care about likes. I don't care about I care about a word, a Torah falling into the hands of someone that Yahuah has chosen. Right? And I believe that there's many of you, right, that have listened and that this word has affected your lives. That's fruit for me, right? That's what pleases Yahuah. And the fact that I will not allow myself to ever be a limitation to the service of Yahuah. I'm going to do what he tells me to do. All right, I'm going to obey a commandment. I'm going to keep a Torah. I'm going to walk in obedience so that I can call on him, I can cry to him, and I know that he hears me. He makes haste. Hallelujah. You make haste. He makes haste. He said, let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as an evening sacrifice. I will yet bless the name of Yahuah I will yet glorify his name. Let his name resound. Oh, Yahuah. Yahuah, let your name resound. Yahuah, Todah. I'll raise my hands and I will offer the sacrifice of praise. Because, I ain't in a position to offer goats and calves. That demonstration is done away with, right? Yahusha has made it possible for the restoration of a people through an atonement which he provided, right? So the sacrifice I bring to you is a sacrifice of praise. It's the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto his name. Praising him, knowing that when I cry unto thee, you hasten unto me. You give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. I love you. I love you. I love you. He says here, set a watch, O Yahuah, before my mouth. Take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue. Yahuah, set a watch over my mouth. I will keep me that I don't say anything that's going to be counterproductive to what it is that I'm trusting you for. Some of y'all, you need Yahuah to keep a watch over your mouth. Actually, everybody needs Yahuah to keep a watch over your mouth, but some of y'all really need to keep watch over your mouth because y'all be talking completely opposite of faith and the word of Yahuah. Yahuah's word will say one thing, but you'll find an excuse not to believe what his word says. And then he don't just give you one witness, he gives you 2 and 3 witnesses. He lets you know that there are certain things that he will do for the righteous, that he ain't going to do for the wicked. Right? But you got to be established in this. You got to believe this. You got to stand on this. You got to trust Yahuah. Because he is our help. But he's a help to those that trust him. Right? You ain't making haste to someone who let's do this. Matthew 11 and 20. This is Mark, I'm sorry. Mark 11 and 20. And in the morning as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the root. And Peter, calling to remembrance, said unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursest is withered away. That word, that Torah you spoke concerning that tree, fig tree, has come to pass. And Yahusha answered and said unto him, have the faith of Yahuah. Have faith in Yahuah. Right? For verily and truly I say unto you, that whatsoever ye shall ask, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, right? Be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but believe those things which he say, and the things that he say should be a Torah, and these things that he say should not be opposing or opposite to the Torah. They should be in agreement with the Torah, right? Right? He that shall believe the things which he say shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Right? Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray. I desired Yahuah to give my daughter a job. He gave her a job teaching science. The same job that she went on a Monday and lost on a Tuesday because somebody else had to fill her spot that had seniority. Yahuah said, no, listen. It ain't the end. It's just a new beginning. See, I told her, sometimes Yahuah will allow you to be tested and at the same time have a place prepared for you after you understand that he's the source, right? And you trust in him. He demonstrated that to you. I mean, I wish there was something else that I could have done. Well, no. Listen, right? When I put the word on something and I pray on something, listen, I'm giving you the best that I got. Right? Because I have a Yahuah that will hasten to answer me. Right? See, he says you got to believe that those things which he says shall come to pass. Got to believe that they're going to come to pass. Right? You got to believe that they're going to come to pass. Right? Matthew 17 and 20. And Yahusha said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder places, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible for you. Right? He's just trying to get you to level up. See, and the dedication and the time that you put in Torah, right, will give you everything you need in order to level up, right? You got to know in whom you believed, right? He said, set a watch, O Yahuah, over my mouth. Don't have me saying that which is opposite or in opposition to that which I'm standing on in a Torah and believing you for. You don't let nothing of that come out of my mouth that's going to affect, right? That which the Torah that I've spoken out of my mouth and I'm clinging to and believing to, don't let none of that come out. Put a watch over it. Half the time, right? He'll entertain conversations with you to get you to speak something out of your mouth. Right? And when you speak a thing out of your mouth, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. When you speak something out of your mouth, and if it's opposite to faith, you hear the words that you've spoken, which brings doubts power. Right? So, when you speak a thing, you give power and authority by virtue of what you have spoken out of your mouth. He says, incline not my heart to any evil things, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat their dainties. Why? Because these things are going to drastically affect your ability to receive from Yahuah. These things are going to affect how you speak, how you say a thing. These things are going to work in opposition to a Torah and a Basora of truth and light, right, that has answers because you say and believe. You got to watch your heart. You got to keep yourself from evil. Right? You got to stay away from people who practice evil things. He said, let the righteous smite me, and it shall be a kindness. What is he saying? Let the righteous, when they witness my need for correction, smack me in the back of my head. Bam! Hear the word of Yahuah. Bam! The Torah of Yahuah says, smack, smack. Let the righteous, not just anybody, because the wicked go to slapping me, he gonna catch these hands. The righteous send forth that correction. I'm cool with that. Right? Let them correct me. Don't let my enemies come in here trying to correct me. Because that is a kindness. You know, it's a kindness when the Kodashim of Yahuah corrects the Kodashim of Yahuah. It's a righteous thing. You know, you do it because you love them. Yahuah chastens those whom he loves and scourges every son that is his, daughter that is his. Why? Because he loves them. He says here, let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness. And let him reprove me, let him correct me. It shall be an excellent oil. Why? Because I'm going to be better. Because of that Torah you gave me. I'm going to be better. Because of the truth of that Besorah you gave me. Yeah, it was painful. Yeah, it made me mad. Yeah, I was angry about it. Right? But as Yahuah continued to deal with my heart, I realized the value of that exhortation. I realized the value of that reprove. I realized the value of the need to get smacked in the head by the righteous. Right? Which shall not break my head. Right? That correction ain't going to hurt me. It ain't going to break me. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. Right? Right now he switched himself as that righteous that it's going to be there in prayer. Yet my prayer also shall be with their calamities. My prayer is with my daughter. Right? And I told you, I don't know what to tell you, except, I trust Yahuah. There's some things that come and appear to be a setback, but they're not a setback at all. That's Yahuah strategically positioning you for better. But what you gonna allow to come out your mouth? What are you going to be speaking? I'm just so grateful and so thankful for what he's put in me. Y'all don't understand, right? The only thing for me to do is to live righteous. I ain't got time for nothing else. The only thing for me to do is to do what Yahuah's called me to do, right? To honor him in prayer, to honor him in my life. I mean, that's just what I have to do. That's not even open for debate. I have to serve Yahuah because he's my everything. And I like the fact that when I call, he answers me. And he answers me with haste. He says here, when their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Why? Because I'm gonna give you the Torah. I'm gonna give you the Torah. I'm not going to give you anything that's not a Torah, right? My young Ak Eliezer, right? I love that young man. He's my nephew, really, but I just love him. I love him so much. And it's funny. He tells me, he says, Elder, I used to come to you a lot, and then you just beat me up, right? I mean, with the word, right? And it was almost as if I expected something different, but all you ever gave me was the Torah. So now when something happens or something gets me in a certain place, I remember the Torah. Because I don't call you as much no more. It's because not because I don't need you. It's just that I know what you're gonna say. I am going to tell you the Torah. I ain't going to just tell you nothing to satisfy you. It's just not what I do. Because what you may need is to be smitten by me in kindness. You may need the reprove and the rebuke by a Torah. See, I have the Ruach of Yahuah. I have the Ruach of wisdom and understanding. I have the Ruach of counsel and of might. I have the Ruach of knowledge and the fear of Yahuah. I have the witness. And it doesn't mean that you don't have the witness. But I have the witness in experience and tenure. Right? Right? I got a hoary head. More so hoary beard, gray beard. Time spent in Torah. And I've acquired wisdom over the years. Right? I have the wisdom of Yahuah, the supernatural, when it's necessary to be employed, but I have wisdom by experience over years. And I know what that Torah does when it's applied to a situation and circumstances. And I know how when you speak a Torah over a situation, that Torah causes those things to come to pass if you hold on to that Torah of truth and you believe it. But you got to believe it, though. I mean, you gotta believe it. You gotta believe that. You gotta believe that when Yahusha said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye had faith of the grain of a mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall be removed, and nothing shall be impossible for you. When you recognize the power of your faith and belief in a spoken Torah, and listen, you calling those things to be not as though they were. You Elohiym, who against hope believed in hope, that he will become the father of many nations according to that which was spoken, so shall your seed be. And being now weak in faith, he considered not his own body now dead, neither yet the deadness of Sarah's womb. He staggered not at the promises of Yahuah through unbelief, but was strong in amunah, giving glory to Yahuah, being fully persuaded that what he had promised he's well able to perform. Right? He says, when their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. They're going to hear the Torah, right? They're going to hear the Psalms. They're going to have access to some Torah, right? 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 When they get lost, when they go into captivity, whenever Yahuah's record is going to be there available for them. Yahuah says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but his word shall be forever. His Torah. Don't matter how many times they burn it up. Don't matter how many times they take it and hide it, conceal it. Yahuah's word is going to come forward. And those who love him are going to have it in their hands. They're going to be able to read it. They're going to be able to speak it. They're going to be able to meditate on his Torah. Right? Right? They will hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave mount. And when one cutteth the cleaver of wood upon the earth, scattered. Graves, mouse. I need a word. I need to be able to give a word. Right? Right? But my eyes are unto thee, O Yahuah. My eyes are unto thee. My eyes are unto thee, O Yahuah. Right? In thee is my trust. I ain't got to worry about you leaving my soul destitute. Leave not my soul destitute. I ain't got to be concerned about that. Yahuah is my strength. Yahuah is my light. He's my salvation. He's my Yeshua. I can cry unto Yahuah and Yahuah hear me. Oh, yeah. I can cry unto Yahuah and Yahuah will hear me. I trust Yahuah. I trust his word. I trust Yahuah's word. Right? Yahuah, forget not your word unto me, which you have caused me to hope. I hope because of your Torah. Yahusha said, blessed are they that receive this witness and have not seen me. I received the witness of Yahusha Mashiach. I received the atonement, right? In due season. And this word, this Torah, and this Besorah of truth that I cleave to, is my life. It is my salvation, right? It is why I praise Yahuah. It's why I lift up holy hands to Yahuah, because he's worthy of praise. He says here, keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the jinns are the workers of iniquity. Keep me from them. Keep me from those who seek to do mischief. Those who want to destroy me, eat up my flesh. And those that have laid snares. The workers of iniquity. Right? See, and you know, I trust Yahuah. No weapon turned against me prospers. I trust Yahuah. Every tongue that rises up against me in judgment, I'll contend. I trust Yahuah. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahuah. Listen, I believe Yahuah. Because his word is true. I can trust it. Keep me from the snares that they have laid for me, the jinns, the workers of iniquity. And let the wicked fall into his own net, while that I escape. You know, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing to know that, you know, Yahuah hears you. I know Yahuah hears me when I pray. I know that he understands that I believe a Torah. I stand on a Torah. I mean, I believe a word. I stand on the word. And you know, I mean, for me, it's so simplistic is that if it says this, then that's what I believe. Right? Now, you know, there's a lot of things in Scripture that loses its strength when it's translated from the original Hebrew. Right? And I think it was in Ecclesiasticus. Right? Ecclesiasticus. Right? And then the writer had mentioned that how when things are translated, they lose their strength from Hebrew to another nation's language. There's confusion attached to another individual's language. Right? Right? But we are grateful to Yahuah because we have his word. And his word is alive, it's living, it's active. His word is going to perform exactly that which he sends it forth to do. Right? Yahuah's word. He reigns. Yahuah reigns. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, that's all we have right now. Right? A word to encourage. Right? Yahuah is a demonstration. Yahuah is the demonstration of his word. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but his word shall stand. Yahuah upholds everything by the word of his power. Only people that are going to stand are those that love Yahuah, that have received this witness. Abba Yahuah, in the name of Yahusha Hamashiach, Toda Rabbi. Toda Yahuah, Toda Yahuah. Abba, I bless your name. I magnify your name. I praise your name, Yahuah. In the name of Yahusha Hamashiach. Abba, let the words of my mouth and meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. May your people hear and receive your word. In the name of Yah's salvation, Yahusha Hamashiach, we pray. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness. One of you who abused thee, one of you made today, you was favored you. We bless the name of Yahuah. We bless the name of Yahuah, right? Because we cry unto him and he hears us. Yahuah is there for us. He answers us. When we seek him with the whole heart, when we walk in obedience to Torah, we can have what we need. And we can have what we want. If it's in righteousness. So man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness. Woman who are beautifully wonderfully made, today you was favored you. With that I say, listen. Sing praises to Yahuah. Lift up your hands in praise to him. Because he's worthy. He has won you victory. With that I say, shalom, shalom, shalom. And be blessed.
Torah Guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah Nation.
Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name. Oh, we declare from the tribe of Yahudah, a roar of